recall my response being in this context that it lost the signal because it's very specific, and I testify about it in my evidence in chief on the Muleleki Tower. That's the last tower that picked up the cell phone signal. And I do recall, my lord, that I said in my interaction with the expert in a state, says that tower, because we had to do a site visit, in terms of the distance, can cover the Basutini hostel, which was now a place where allegations are saying that is where the planning was done, and that's where the perpetrators met after the incident. So that's how I recall I dealt with that question, my lord.
Uma ke bengikubuza ke noma ke kunodaba ke bengibekile ke ngithi ngizobuyela kulona ukuthi umakhalekhukhwini lo owathathwa ke kuyona ke indawo yesigameko ukuthi waphelela kuphiko noma kula i-network ke wagcina ke ukuthi bambe khona shilo ke ngathi ke iMuleleki Tower nokuthi futhi nokuthi kuyobheka ke ibanga ke phakathi kwayo ke iMuleleki Tower lena kanyeke nayo ke iBasuthu hostel noma ke iyayifaka iyayicover yila engikhulume khona ke nongoti noma labo basebenza ngabo umakhalekhukhwini washo ke ukuthi ke iMuleleki leyana ke iyayixosha noma ke iyayicover iBasuthu hostel neinsolo ke ehamba zithi ke yila khona ke ukuhlelwa ke kwako konke lokhu kwenzeka khona nasemuva kwesiganeko ukuthi abantu abakwenza lokho bahamba baya khona eBasuthu hostel.
Now, in just for clarification of that question and that answer that you've just given now, in the evidence in chief, when she was led by my learned colleague, Advocate Sibanda, Ms. Pinky Vitillingham testified as follows regarding that aspect, whether Muleleki Tower does cover Basuthu hostel. And she replied that Basuthu hostel could be serviced by the following 4 towers, which are Phosphorus Tower, Phosphorus Square Tower, Phoenix Tower, and Bopang Khotso Tower. And Muleleki Tower was not one of the towers that she mentioned that the coverage extends to.
My lord, like I said, I do not have expertise. All I was relying on is that the expert is informing me that in terms of where that tower was situated and the distance to the hostel, it is possible that it will cover it. That's the explanation I've got. What was not given to me, it wasn't to say on that specific day, these other towers were not active or this tower was the only one that was active. That information was not given to me because I do know that it depends as to which tower is involved. But like I said, my lord, maybe it's the area that one should not venture into because I'm not an expert in those areas.
Uma ke tukufakazi bakhe ke uMiss Pinky Vitillingham kunamatawa awasho ke ukuthi ngaba yona ke cover ke yona ke iBasuthu hostel, iPhosphorus Tower, iPhosphorus Square Clinics, that's Mr. Papa, Mr. Ramasepele.
Bopang Khotso.
Nebupang Khotso. Mina ke engikushilo ke ukuthi mina ngiya umbiko ke engawunikezwa ke uma ngikhuluma naye ke ungoti engitshela ke angakusho ngokubina ukuthi ke la amanye amathawa aye on yini ngalelanga noma leyo na ke ithawa mhlambe ke akusona ke udaba engingagxila noma ngene kona ngoba angisiyena ungoti lo.
And in our discussion, my lord, the other towers were not part of our discussion with Kenneth Stein. It was simply the focus of the last tower where the phone went off. It was in relation just to that. These other towers, in the discussion as to whether there are other towers that covers the Basutini hostel or etc. We didn't venture into that discussion, my lord. So that's something that was not discussed between us.
Sorry, who is this expert?
That is Kenneth Stein.
Yeah, because Mr. Ramasepele is referring to Pinky. It's evidence, is that, am I correctly confused? Yes, and you are talking of a different expert.
Yes, that's Kenneth Stein, my lord.
My lord,
this is Stein, you are saying Pinky.
Yes, because my lord,
yeah, fine.
My understanding is that both experts did separate duties. Kenneth Stein did the analysis and downloads of the cell phones and made the so-called linkages, the spider webs, and Ms. Vitillingham spoke about the movement of the cell phones, the calls made, the calls received, text, SMSs, and the towers that were pinged during the making of those transactions. Now, my lord, the other thing that I want to come to is not a question per se to the brigadier, but it's a question that was raised by the court regarding whether Muleleki Tower is north-south of the hostel. I had a look, my lord. Unfortunately, the directions are given in coordinates of latitude, longitude, and it's only numbers. Unfortunately, I'm also not an expert in that regard, but as a cross-examiner, I'm also interested to know, relative to the hostel, where Muleleki Tower is directionally, my lord. So I'll leave it, perhaps Ms. Vitillingham can come and just ventilate that aspect for us at the later stage, my lord.
No, but what's critical also for this court?
Yes.
Was there a cell phone, which was at some stage situated in the house, allegedly, wherein 2 intruders got in and brought out according to the evidence. Zandile says somebody was elbowed,
The mother was punched.
and then the cell phone was taken. Now, was it inside the house? Because that's critical for this court also. Inside the house, not where it landed. Fine.
It is of absolute importance, my lord. And I'll tell
Yeah, you're right.
the court why.
I say in addition.
Yes, I'll tell the court.
Now you can argue that.
We'll argue that, but it's very vital, my lord. I do agree.
Yeah, fine.
Now, Brigadier, let's return then to 8225 because I was taking you through your statement 8225 in support of the application for the J50 warrant of arrest in terms of Section 43 for Miss Khumalo Khumalo.
Correct, my lord.
And on Friday, when we stopped, we were at the question of the transparent plastic bag with note of money in it, wherein I asked you, did you ascertain the source of that photo from the trio of people that you say this is a common denominator in their downloads? Remember that?
I do recall, my lord.
Yebo kwiqiniso ngiyakhumbula ngokwesihlanu uma ungibuza-ke ngaleli sakali elanemali leli obonayo-ke ngaphakathi kulona-ke ukuthi ngabuza yini kulabantu abathathu-ke ukuthi ngabe leso sithombe leso sasibuya kuphi.
And the point really that I was making is this. Here is a picture common to three people that are known to each other. That required examination, people being asked, where does it come from? Who's the source of this picture? Explain this money in this bag. And that was never done. That's the essence of what I was putting on Friday.
Yeah, so my lord, my recollection on Friday, we were dealing with the issue with the same plastic bag in relation to accused number 3. That's why it was specific because we had gone past Miss Kelly Khumalo and Longwe. So it was centered around accused 3 as to whether on the day, and that's what I recall, that on the day when we went to measure or when he was measured, what was this question put forward? I know Mr. Advocate Nisi was interested in that regard as to whether he was asked, this is now Advocate Nisi's client, about the bag or not. That's where we were. And I can answer it in this way, my lord. Let me just deal with it now. So the sequence of events followed like this because they're important in terms of the answer that I will give, my lord. On the 16th of June 2020, accused number 2 gets arrested for the Wanongoma case. Then on the 19th of June, he makes a statement, the first confession that he makes to Lieutenant Colonel Rapado. And for the first time on the 16th of June, the name of accused 3, I'll just focus on accused 3, comes up for the first time.
Ngizophendula ngale ndlela-ke lo mbuzo ngokuthi-ke ngichaze-ke ukulandelela ukuyenzeka kwezinto ngokulandelelana ngaphambi kokuthi nginikeze-ke impendulo yami. Uma ngikhumbula kahle-ke ngolesihlanu besesidlulile-ke kuyena-ke uKelly Khumalo kanye naye-ke uLongwe Thwala mayelana naleli sakade kodwa besigcwele kuyena-ke umsolo wesithathu. Okwenzekayo-ke ukuthi-ke ngeyi-16 zikaJune 2020 kuboshwa yena-ke umsolo wesibili bese kuthi ngeyi-19 zikaJune 2020 la enza khona-ke okokuqala isatimende ngaphambi kwakhe uKelly Rapado yila okokuqala-ke uvela khona-ke igama kamsolo wesithathu.
Yes, my lord. Now, 2-3 days later, then the second confession is made to the magistrate. That is the 24th of June 2020.
Bese kuthi-ke emuva-ke kwamalanga amabili amathathu-ke emva kwalokho ngeyi-24 zikaJune 2020 ila manje-ke sekwenziwa istatimende phambi kwayo-ke i-magistrate.
What is prudent to note, my lord, is that prior to these 2 dates, we did not have the downloadings of accused 3 because he was not on site. The people that were analyzed was accused 1 and 2, and then when we got to 2, then accused 3's name comes up on the 19th and the 24th. So then the analysis starts in terms of identifying as to who is this Carlos Buthelezi that is being referred to, and then it leads us now to accused number 3.
Bese kuthi-ke manje-ke uma phambi kwalokho-ke noma phambi kwale-19 lezi-ke besingazilutho-ke noma akukho-ke ekusikhomba kuyena-ke umsolo wesithathu. Kungazo-ke manje-ke le-19 lezi-ke kanye futhi-ke nale date lena-ke 24 la esekuvela khona-ke manje igama likamangalelwa umsolo wesithathu. Manje-ke sekufanele sibheke-ke sibukeke ukuthi ubani-ke manje lo Carlos Buthelezi ekhulunywa ngayo.
This is where, my lord, we then established that he was incarcerated for the Cleveland case. This is now the possession of a firearm under Cleveland case 96 of 2015, and that is where the firearm involved in this matter, or that was used in this matter, is alleged that was found in his possession, and the cell phones that were taken back in 2015. So these events kicks in around that period of late June.
manje-ke ila esesithola khona-ke manje ukuthi-ke yena-ke umsolo wesithathu lokhulunywa ngayo noma-ke uKatos Buthelezi-ke wayeboshiwe noma-ke esesitokisini-ke ngaleso sikhathi for icala leliyana-ke lase-Cleveland 962 of 2015 ila khona-ke futhi ukuthi-ke kuvela khona-ke indaba-ke yesibhamu lesi-ke kusolwa ukuthi-ke yisona-ke esasetshenziswa kulona-ke icala leli.
Then on the 30th, my lord, specifically, this is now 6 days after Mrs. Cronje took the confession, 30th of June 2020. That's when accused number 3 was interviewed by me and measured by Colonel Mangena. So it's 6 days after the last confession, and it is before the downloadings analysis picked up the see-through bag from his phone and the report given back to me.
Manje-ke kuyinsuku-ke noma kumalanga-ke ayisithupha-ke emumva kwalokho noma emumva kokuthi-ke i-statement noma-ke i-confession lena ithathwe yena-ke umagistrate uCronje ngezo i-date zikaJune 2020 umsolo wesithathu-ke manje sengiba noxolo khona noma i-interview kanye naye-ke lokho kungaphambi kokuthi-ke kutholwe noma kwenziwe-ke ama-download kumakhalekhukhwini wakhe.
The first statement, my lord, that I recall receiving from the downloader, where this bag and other contents, including the firearms and the photos that we dealt with, my lord, my recollection is that it came to my attention on the 17th of August 2020. That was after we interviewed the accused number 3 in prison, and it was after he was measured.
Ukhumbula kwami-ke istatement sokuqala-ke manje sizayo noma-ke ezwelayo-ke mayelana-ke nama-downloads lawo isikhwama lesi-ke noma isaka leli-ke lanemali kanye futhi nokunye-ke kwatholakala iy'thombe ibhamu kwakungazo iyi-17 zika-August 2020 kusemuva-ke kokuthi sengaba nayo interview noma inhlolokhono kanye nayo.
And then after the downloads were provided to us, my lord, those downloads were forwarded to Kenneth Steyn, who is an analyst. He is the one then who was able to pick up this common denominator, but this is after the interview.
Emuva kokuthi-ke manje-ke ama-downloads lawo-ke esenikezwe thina-ke ase andluliselwa-ke-na-ke uKenneth Steyn ukuyena-ke umcwaningi-ke uyena-ke owathola-ke noma-ke owaqosha-ke ukuthi-ke khona-ke lesi sithombe lesi-ke esihlanganayo lokho kusemuva-ke kokuthi-ke kwakunenhlolo khona.
And my lord, as to why we will not have gone back, because the question may arise as to why then couldn't you go back, the answer lies on the response, and that's why I was saying when we interview accused 3, there are certain assertions that he went to, and in fairness to him, I even said to Mr. Ramasepele, do you want me to go there? Because I know the consequences of going there. There are certain assertions he made in terms of how we must engage moving forward in the warning statement, and because of that, I could not go back to him. It's there in the warning statement, my lord.
Okunye futhi-ke ukuthi-ke uma ngikhulumisana naye-ke nenhlolokhono naye-ke ingakho-ke bengingafengibuzileke kuyena kuMr. Ramasepele uyafisa yini ukuthi ngiye khona lapho ngoba kunezinto ey'thile-ke azisho-ke yingakho ngakaze ngingabuyelanga kuyena-ke kukhona-ke lokho lapho yana kuyona i-warning statement.
That is the essence of the answer, my lord.
Now, we are still on A225. You go on to say there is also communication records between her and her sister that shows that as early as 2013, she wanted to get rid of the deceased, as she put it clearly on the WhatsApp messages. It is abundantly clear that she hated him and she wanted to get rid of him. She further states that she regrets not succeeding to get rid of him. Taking into account all these facts, an inference can be drawn that she meant killing him.
I do recall that, my lord.
Now I'm going to refer you to Exhibit 01, which is the statement of Colonel Steyn, and he testified about these documents, and the WhatsApp messages that you are referring to are also extracted and form part of 01, Exhibit 01. So if I may respectfully refer you to page 6 of 01, if you found it.
01, that is a statement of who? What will be the index number? Perhaps that will assist me with the docket.
01, there's no A number on here, so I can't give you the index number.
I will. Who's Colonel?
It's one of Colonel Steyn's affidavits. He made 01 and 02. 02 deals with the communication between Longwetwala and Zandile Khumalo mainly, but 01 deals with communication and linkages with Kelly Khumalo and other targets.
My lord, I'll have to look for it because Colonel Steyn made various statements, so and they are not small statements. So one will have to. I'll try and look for it maybe while we proceed.
Yes, but I want us to go through that because that's an aspect that I'm going to. I see my learned colleague handed you pages. Are those not extracts of?
No. He handed me the pages of 2 to 5. My statement.
Okay, correct.
Yes.
So my lord,
bese kufundile ke lana ukuthi Ramasepele ila asho khona noma qhubekayo isicelo sakhe ke ukuthathe ukuthi ke yena ke nodadewabo ke ukukhuluma nomuxoxisana kwabo-ke ngo-2013 ila ayefuna khona-ke umgudluza khona futhi asho-ke nokuthi wayeyisola noma uyayisola-ke ukuthi-ke angazange aphumelele ekuthini amgudluze ngaleso sikhathi leso.
if maybe for the sake of brevity, I'll Manana colleague authority. Are you in possession of O1, especially the part that has got extract of text messages between Mrs. Zandile Khumalo and Kelly Khumalo?
I do have extracts, my lord, although they are not marked 01, but I suppose it refers, I do have, it's something similar.
Yes, if you look at the bottom of the document, it will have 6-page statement of Colonel Stein with cell number, and then it will have page 6, 7 onwards.
Yes,
so
that's what I
start,
have.
I think it
That's what I have.
Page 6.
Yes.
And at the title at the top, it will say, I mean, in the middle where the messages start with boxes there, it will say SMS received by Zandi Khumalo, Nokia N8-00 in brackets RM-596 close bracket Zandi Khumalo, and it's XRY sent by Kelly Khumalo 082-270-44358. I think there's extra numbers there, you can see that.
Yes, I can see that, I agree.
So if we go to the text message, because the actual text message that was screen grabbed is in the box, you cannot see it, but it is also typed out, and it will have telephone number, which is 2782-704-4358, and then the text will say Sonzo's mom is talking to every radio station in Devon, telling how it would be my fault if she dies of heart attack. Can you believe this woman? You see the text message?
I do see, my lord.
Ngiyabona ke lo mlayezo ufundayo ufundeka ngale ndlela ke uma kasenza ukhuluma ke nazo zonke iziteshi zomsakazo eDurban esho ke ukuthi kuzoba iphutha lami kanjani uma esengashona ke noma ke shona ngenhliziyo uyamkholelwa yini lo muntu wesifazane noma lo mama.
Now if you take it from there and placing on record the time, the status, the storage, the type and the folder.
Yes, so time as should I use this one? So the time, my lord, it's this date and time. It's 2013 of October the 11th. Time it's 09:43:59 seconds AM. Status, it says it's read. Storage type device. Type incoming. Folder, it's inbox.
Imininingwane lana ifuneka ngale ndlela ke kwakunge 2013 10/11/09:43 nama seconds of 59 ekseni yasho ukuthi umlayezo wafundwa ke ukuthi ke umlayezo owawungena nokuthi ke inbox.
And then let's go to the second message and place it on record.
Yes. Should I place it?
Yes.
The second message is from 278270444358. Text reads as follows, my lord. I regret everything. I wish I didn't allow Senzo into my life. Look at all the mess it has gotten us into. It's all his lies now affecting all of us.
Sorry.
Yeah. Then the time and date, my lord, it's 2013 October the 11th, and time it's 09:46:44 seconds AM. Status, it says it's read. Storage, it says device. Type, it says incoming, and the folder is inbox.
Lo mlayezo ufundeka ngale ndlela ke wabuya kule number 278270444358. Umlayezo uthi ke ngiyayisola ke ngayo yonke into. Ngongathi ke ngangazange ngimvumeleke uSenzo empilweni yami, bheka ke manje lokhu esesingenise kukona ke sisonke amanga akhe onke manje ke lana asenomthelela kithina sonke isikhathi 2013 10/11/09:46:44 AM. isho ukuthi umlayezo wafundwa ukuthi ke yagcinwa kuphi noma ke storage wona ke umakhalekhukhwini device kwakuyumlayezo owawungena ke ifolder i-inbox.
Let's go to the next third message on page 7 at the top.
That message says telephone from 278270444358. The text reads as follows, my lord. No, Sisi, it makes matters worse for me because I am just seeing a person who is wrecking. I'm just seeing a person who is wrecking Senzo's family. Time and date, my lord, is 2013 October 11. Time is 09:50:02 seconds AM. Status read. Storage device. Type incoming and the folder inbox.
Olandelayo ke ufundeka ngalendlela ukuthi ke ubuya kwinamba u2782 7044 uthi ke umlayezo cha sisi sekwenza nje ukuthi izinto ke zibe mbi kakhulu ke manje ngoba mina ke umuntu nje obonayo nanjengomuntu nje osakazayo noma ke ochitha umndeni kaSenzo isikhathi 2013 10:11:09:50 nama seconds awu2 status uyasho ukuthi umlayezo wafundwa nokuthi ke wagcina kuphi storage device kwakumlayezo ongenayo ifolder i-inbox.
Then I suppose I should proceed.
Yes.
Okay. The next one, my lord, says telephone from 278270444358. Text, no. It reads as follows, the text, my lord. No, it won't. It will just mean that I went through all this for nothing. But I think he is gonna leave because he is shit scared of his mother. I wish I was not pregnant. I was going to let him go. Time and date, my lord, is 2013 October the 11th, and the time is 09:53:31 seconds AM. The status says read, and the storage device type incoming. The folder is inbox.
Olandelayo ke inamba u2782 noma ubuya kwinamba ke 278270444358 mlayezo ufundeka ngalendlela ke cha angeke kuzosho nje ukuthi ke mina ke ngiye ngandlula kona konke lokho ngidlulela ke ize noma ke into engekho kodwa ngicabanga ukuthi ke uzohamba ngoba ke uyamsaba uma wakhe ngiyafisa nje ukuthi ngangingakhulelwe ngoba ngangizomdedela ahambe isikhathi 2013 10:11:09:53 ama seconds awu31 AM. Status yasho ukuthi umlayezo wafundwa storage noma la ugcinwe khona ke kuwona umakhalekhukhwini device uhlobo ke kwaku message engenayo ifolder i-inbox.
My lord, my apologies for pronouncing this vulgar word, but that's how it's written. So I don't know how to. So my apologies. The next message, my lord, says telephone from 278270444358. Then it says text. The text. I wish God would tell me why. Time and date is 2013 October the 11th. Time is 09:58:31 seconds AM. Status read. Storage device type incoming.
Olandelayo ke umlayezo buya kuyona ke inamba 2782704438 umlayezo ke uthi ngiyafisa ukuthi uNkulunkulu angangitshela ukuthi kungani isikhathi ke 2013 10:11:09:58 nama seconds awu31 uyasho ke ukuthi ke umlayezo wafundwa ke ukuthi ke wagcina kuphi kuwona umakhalekhukhwini nokuthi ke uhlobo kwakumlayezo ongenayo.
The next one on page 8, my lord, says telephone from 278270444358. Text, Senzo is not strong enough for all of this, though. I feel like standing alone. Time is 2013. Sorry, date is 2013 October the 11th, and time is 10:06:44 AM. Status says read, my lord. Storage device type incoming. Folder inbox.
Bese futhi olandelayo ke buya kuyona ke number 278270444358 umlayezo uthi ke uSenzo ke akekho strong ke for wona konke lokhu ngizizwa nje ingathi ngayimela ngedwa. Date u2013 10:11 isikhathi u10:06 nama seconds awu44 umlayezo wafundwa ke wagcinwa kuona noma ke storage wagcinwa kuona ke makhalekhukhwini ukuthi kwakumlayezo owathunyelwa kuyo ifolder i-inbox.
The next message, my lord, says telephone from 278270444358. The text reads as follows. He's panicking, remember. This is his first big and bad publicity. So he's worried about his entire family. Time and date, the date reads as follows: 2013, October the 11th. Time 10:12, 15 seconds a.m. Status read. Storage device, type incoming, folder inbox.
Bese ke ulandela imlayezo inamba u2782704438 umlayezo ufundeka ngalendlela. Sorry. Uyatatazela ukhumbuleke ukuthi ke ikona koqala ke lokhu okukhulu kwaye futhi ke okumbeka ke elisweni elibike elimbeka ke kuliso elibi futhi ke ukhathazekile ke mayelana nomndeni wakhe wonke. 2013 10 11 isikhathi 10 12 ama-seconds awu-15 umlayezo wafundwa wagcinwa ke kuwona umakhalekhukhwini noma ke i-storage kwakuwona umakhalekhukhwini kwakumlayezo owathunyelwa.
Then on page 9, my lord, the telephone from 27827044-358, the text reads as follows: what's worse is that his family is not schooled about how to deal with the media. Bapapanje, especially his mother, who wants to be famous at my expense.